breakfast. Welcome to day 2 of my cruise on board the Costa Diadema. This is a massive ship. Look at this thing. It is huge. Almost 5,000 passengers. Welcome to Lisbon, Portugal. Now, we don't have much time. It is currently 10:15 and all aboard time is 12:30. So we have 2 hours, well, less than 2 hours to explore Lisbon. Luckily, Lisbon is a very, very good cruise port because the city is right there. And I hate these cruise ports where it's nowhere near the city. You need to take a bus, maybe you need to take a train. But Lisbon, you can step off the ship and you are in the city. Like I said, Lisbon is a very, very walkable cruise terminal. There's bus stops right outside and you will get hassled a lot by tour operators right outside the terminal building. So many guys offering tuk-tuks and excursions and tours. If you step off the ship and book an excursion by yourself, then the ship will not wait for you even if you are late. But if you book an excursion through the cruise line and it's late, then the ship is gonna wait for you. That's why they can put the prices up for an official excursion, because they know they can guarantee you getting back to the ship. I have already been off the ship this morning. I was off the ship at 7:30 a.m. this morning because I ran a 10K here in Lisbon. I have a second YouTube channel now, Run with Ben. So click the link in the description if you want to check out my second channel. Bike tour actually sounds really fun to me. So I don't have any excursions booked for this entire cruise. It's a 10-day cruise. We go to 6-7 different ports and I don't have any excursions booked because the ones that Costa were offering, not really my thing. It's an Italian cruise line, so they had a lot of wine tours. This is going to upset a few people, but I much prefer Portugal than Spain. I've been to Lisbon a few times and I'd much rather come to Lisbon than say Madrid or Barcelona. I need to stop looking at my watch. I know I'm going to have plenty of time to get back because I'm not going to go too far, but we made it to our first destination. Let me try and say the Portuguese. Praça do Comércio, Commerce Square. Very, very nice. It's right on the ocean. Just imagine here a few hundred years ago, market squares and people coming here to meet and stuff. I think it's amazing, and now tourists come here to take pictures. How times change. I was just reminded that I have been here before because some guys will approach you and ask you if you want to buy some illegal stuff. No thank you. King Jose the First. Incredible. I forget what it means when the horse has one leg up. Maybe it doesn't mean the same thing in Portugal, but it means something in the UK, I'm pretty sure. Places like this always make me laugh. Pretty much every single country is the same because I'm sure when they built this place, like, it's so grand, it's so impressive. I'm sure when they built it, it was such an important place. And maybe some important people lived here, there were some important buildings here, and now they're just restaurants. Like, how times change, how times change. I think if you went back a few hundred years and said this square, people would be coming here to go to an Italian restaurant and go to a French restaurant, they would say no way, but that's what happens. Got to see the Lisbon sign here. So Lisbon is Portuguese for Lisbon, if you didn't know that. So I was right about the history, so I was just looking it up. There was once a Ribera Palace here, so some royal people used to live here, and now people come here to take pictures. It's incredible. Bike tour coming through. I saw a Segway tour over there as well. Segway sounds so fun. It also says there was an earthquake here and it was rebuilt in 1755. And now it's a very, very nice square. You will get hassled here. There's a lot of guys selling sunglasses and trying to sell you illegal stuff. So yeah, come here, take some pictures, but beware. Just passed by a family trying to take a picture. There's like 8 of them and one person's trying to take a picture of everyone. And we're like, can I help you? Like, I can help you. One guy was like, no. Bro, I'm not gonna steal it, I'm just trying to help you. Let's pass through the Rua Augusta Arch. It is massive. Look at that. These streets are just so impressive and they're so old. It's amazing how long stuff lasts because it was built to last. And it's funny when you compare stuff in Europe to America, because this street is probably older than America. I don't know if you heard that on the video. Maybe I cut it off too soon, but that guy offered me illegal stuff right there, right in front of everyone. Really nice streets, but terrible for wheeling a suitcase around. It wouldn't be Portugal without these, right? Horrible streets to drive on. They're so small. There is our next destination. We're not going to go up there, but that is a neo-Gothic elevator right in the middle of the city. Okay, I'm going to try and say it. Elevator de Santa Justa. There it is. It was designed by students of Mr. Eiffel. Yep, the guy that designed the Eiffel Tower, his students designed this. So you can actually walk up there instead of taking the lift. In my opinion, I have done this before. In my opinion, not worth it at all. But if you're going to do it, get your tickets online, because if you come here without a ticket, you're going to be waiting in line for hours. Let me tell you, hours, because the elevator is very slow and it can't take that many people at one time. So get a ticket online. Stumbled upon a market here. Looks like a Christmas market. Christmas market in May. Very, very nice. I did just have breakfast at the buffet like you saw on the ship. Very, very good coffee. Of course, Italian cruise line, they've got to have good coffee, right? Very, very good. Look at this place, very cool. And I see Mario. The funniest thing just happened. So there's a school group here. These kids are like 10, 12 years old. And every single one just said Mario in the most Italian accent I've ever heard. They have pina coladas, crepes, I see sandwiches, tapas, sangria, mojitos. I don't even know why Mario's there. Like, there's no like Mario store or anything. I don't even know why he's there. So random. I'm still watching the time. It is 11 o'clock. We have an hour and a half to get back. Plenty of time. The problem with markets like this, pretty much every single country, it's so expensive. Like, I remember when homemade stuff used to be cheap because it was homemade, but no, not anymore. Very, very expensive. Nice fountain here. By the way, this is called Rossio Square, and that building at the end is the National Theatre. Let's keep walking. He just changed the tracks, he's changing directions. There he goes. Look at this place. There goes the tram. It's no big deal, it's just a 1,000-year-old church. Incredible. The original church was built in 1147 and the current structure was built in 1783. It's no big deal. Just walk in there. To be honest, my knowledge of Portuguese history is not that good, but that is the Cathedral of Lisbon. It is massive. Again, almost 1,000 years old, but it seems like there was a really bad earthquake in Lisbon in 1755 where a lot of stuff was destroyed, and the Cathedral of Lisbon was one of them that took a lot of damage. So there's a lot of stuff that was rebuilt that year, I guess the coming years after that. I guess that must be the most important one in Lisbon, because there are so many churches and cathedrals in the city and they're all completely free, but you need to pay €5 to go in there. I have no time. I'm gonna head back to the ship. Don't leave without me, please. Fire hydrant. That is the first thing that I think of when I see these skinny streets in any place that I go to. How would you get a fire truck down here? If there was a fire, it would be a nightmare. I think whoever designed that building must have been decorating their bathroom at home, had some blue tiles left over and said, let's put it on the building. Not sure what's going on here. That can't be safe. Look at that. On a hill as well, not safe. See, there's another fire hydrant. Look at this square. Like, did they just have tiny fire trucks to get down here? Incredible. I'd love to see it. Like, look at this. If there was a fire there, like, what would they do? Feels like the dungeons. Look at this. When I see places like this, I think of the history that happened down this street. Imagine standing here 200 years ago. I think some bad stuff happened down here. I was just gonna say, and there is my ship, but it's not. That is Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Sea, and the Costa Diadema is over there. And there it is, Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas. They just arrived. We've been here for over 24 hours. Our ship got here yesterday and I embarked yesterday. I do not miss working on ships. I used to work for Royal Caribbean. I worked on the Voyager of the Seas a few years ago, and being back on a ship makes me not miss working on a ship because I know how hard they're working, I know how many hours they're working. But seeing a Royal Caribbean ship, I like that job. That was a fun job. Very, very nice time in Lisbon, Portugal. Like I said, very convenient cruise port because this is a 10-day cruise that I'm on and we go to 6 different countries, and some of these ports are not very good ports for convenience, because if I had to take a bus, if I had to take a train anywhere, then I would not have got off today. But it is almost 12 o'clock. I had my time in Lisbon. Let's go back on board. Oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Only joking. It is 12:07. Plenty of time. Look at this thing. It is massive. And if you didn't see me embark yesterday, I highly recommend watching that video because it was a disaster, to be honest. So many things went wrong. They lost my suitcase and it was so much trouble getting on the ship. Welcome back on board. So my cabin is on deck 1, so the gangway is right there. My cabin is right here, very convenient. 1, 3, 2, 3. Welcome to my inside cabin on deck 1. I'm cruising solo, so this cabin is all for me. I'm extremely happy with it. It is now 12:15 and I had breakfast at 10, so it's probably too early to eat again, although it is a cruise, so you can eat whenever you want. Need to check the cruise compass to see what's going on today. One of the highlights of this ship is this. They have an indoor pool. It's absolutely beautiful, so the roof retracts, it can open and close. It's so cool. Here is the pool at the back of the ship. We have officially set sail. We're saying goodbye to the Independence of the Seas and Lisbon. And tomorrow we will be in Spain. Hopefully everybody made it back in time because they were making a lot of announcement calling people by name. Here on deck 11 is the teen zone. It's called Squawk and it's open 9 until midnight. You definitely get an Italian feel from these ships. I think they're really cool. MSC is also Italian and they all have beautiful ships. Let's check out the Galleria, which is where the shops are. This is such a beautiful space. It's incredible. Looks like a high-class shopping mall. Shops are not open right now and I just checked the schedule. They're not going to be opening the whole day today, which is surprising because I know that the shops are not allowed to be open while the ship is in port, but we've left now. So I don't know why they're not open. You can see here Lisbon was yesterday closed and Lisbon today also closed. So we need to wait for tomorrow, Vigo, Spain, to go in the shops. I am on my way to guest services because I want to change my dining reservation. So you have to go to the same restaurant every single night and I didn't have the best experience last night, so I'm going to try and change it. Because I'm cruising solo, they put me on a table with other people, which is fine, but I'd rather not do that, so I'm going to see if I can get a table by myself. I don't know if they can accommodate, let's see. Just passing by the Orlav. This is right in the middle of the ship on deck 4. It's such a cool space. This is where they have trivia. It's incredible. This is a ship. This is where you can see your photos. Here you can book some shore excursions and then it leads into the atrium, which I said in yesterday's video, for such a big ship, this is a tiny atrium, but it is very, very, very nice. All right, let's see if I can change my dining reservation. Just hanging out in the theater here. It is beautiful. I'm always so impressed by theaters on cruise ships. It is amazing. And the show tonight is an opera singer. Yeah, very Italian. So I went to guest services. Can I please change my restaurant for dinner? And they said no. So I said I have to go there. Like, I have no choice. And they said the only thing you can do is go to your restaurant which you're already assigned to and see if they can change it. So I said, there's no one available right now or this afternoon before dinner time to help me change my reservation. They said no. So I said, oh, okay. So I have to go to the restaurant. My dinner time's at 7 p.m. I have to go there at 7 to Fiorentino restaurant and see maybe they can change it. But if they can't, then I'm stuck at that place for dinner every single night, which it sounds like I'm being like high maintenance, which I'm really not, but it's just I didn't enjoy it, to be honest, and I'd rather not do that for the next 10 days. But I guess they don't do changes, which is pretty unbelievable, to be honest. And like I said, if you watched yesterday's video, I was very honest about my onboarding and my first impressions of Costa, that I'm afraid to say that they lose another point for that, because I think that's pretty unacceptable, to be honest, because there's 3 or 4 complimentary restaurants that you can go to. But the thing is, the dining room was completely empty last night. There were so many empty tables, so I assumed that the other dining rooms were the same. They can't just move my table, I don't know. So I guess I'll go there tonight and see if they can change it. But right now it is lunchtime, so let's go up to deck 10. Let's go to the buffet. It is 2 p.m. Here is a look at the atrium from above. All I can say is, damn Daniel, that is a busy buffet. I've had to sit right in the back just because there is no space. So this is my lunch. Got some pasta, chicken, potatoes, and of course some cake. Damn Daniel. It is windy. It's so nice out, but very windy. Here is the games room. Just some Chinese ladies playing mahjong. And then here's the disco, and tonight is a Dutch party. Everybody bring your clogs. It is now 3:30 and with dinner at 7. I decided to have a second lunch. So I made a mistake. So the indoor pool here, I've been calling it the solarium, but it's not. This is called the Costa Diadema, and downstairs they have a burger bar. So I got cheeseburger and fries, second lunch. And I heard yesterday that the ship is only half full, which it's hard to believe, but I'm starting to believe it, just because the ship is not busy anywhere. Like, yes, the buffet's busy, but the buffet's always busy on every ship. But it doesn't seem like there's a ship full of people right now. Every single person is on board right now because we're at sea, but it doesn't seem that busy, to be honest.
Buenas tardes, ¿cómo ellos? Ahí. También Yasmin, ven aquí, ven aquí. Desde Espanha e Holanda, e Cíntia do Brasil.
Cha-cha-cha, change the leg, cha-cha-cha, cumbia, cha-cha-cha.
Back in the cabin now. It is 5:30. Gonna shower, get changed, and get ready for dinner. And I'm ready to go for night number 2. Tonight's outfit is brown shirt, green chinos, and black shoes. Let's go. It is now 6:45. Dinner's supposed to be at 7, but the first thing I'm gonna do is go to my dining room, the Fiorentina dining room, and see if I can change my dining situation. So there's 2 sittings for dinner, 7 and 9:30. So everybody is assigned 1. And guest services told me to come here before 7, but it's not gonna open until 7. To be honest, I'll be flabbergasted. I'll be extremely surprised if they don't change my reservation. If they can't change the restaurant, it's okay. Just give me a table by myself, which there were so many empty tables last night, and ideally I'd like to change the restaurant just to see another one. Surprisingly easy. So the maitre d' in Fiorentina dining room, Wagner, he said it's all changed. Go to the new dining room, which is going to be Cordona Blue, which is on deck 10. Currently sitting in the Lido Diana. Good news and bad news. The good news is I'm very, very pleased with my change, and it's right next to the buffet. So if I want a second dessert, then I can just walk straight out and get a second dessert. And as you saw in the video, they do have paper menus. I had a big problem with this yesterday because the waiter at Fiorentino dining room, he said we don't have paper menus. So he lied to me because they do have paper menus. So Rikesh, maybe you were just too lazy to get menus, I don't know, but I'm very happy with my choice, so I'm gonna go there. Well, I'm not gonna go there every day because I do plan on booking some specialty dining. There's a pizza place, I might do teppanyaki. There's a steak place that I wanna go to because it's very reasonably priced, and the other cruise lines, it's so expensive to do specialty dining, but for some reason Costa is not. So I'm definitely planning on doing that. And like I said earlier, I do think that the ship is probably half full because the dining room is empty. There are so many empty tables. And like I said, there's two sittings for dinner, 7 and 9:30 was it? And the first one is always the busier, so more people want to eat dinner early because 9:30 is pretty late. So the second one's going to be even more empty tables. So I do believe that the ship is maybe half full. It's extremely empty everywhere you go. Apart from the buffet, I have no idea why they make the buffet so small, but definitely not a full ship. So I am going to go to the show in the theater, which is, I think it's at 9:45, which is opera. It's a guy doing Pavarotti, so let's see what that's like. I probably won't stay for the whole thing, but they have a game show, Deal or No Deal, starting in 5 minutes, so I'm going to check that out. But first, look at this view. This is one of my favorite things about cruising. This is my favorite thing about working on a ship, is looking at the view. I must have spent so many hours while I was working on ships just looking out to sea. It is scary and beautiful at the same time. Incredible. Just giving my honest opinion about my experiences, as I always do, the Lido is such a cool area. Definitely gonna swim here one day. This is another option for dinner. So they have a street food place, they have burgers and stuff, and they also have a specialty pizza place. It's gotta be good pizza, right? Italian cruise line. Let's go Deal or No Deal. Dinner was really good, by the way. The beef sirloin, very, very good, and raspberry and chocolate dessert, delicious. Just passing by the theater, I can hear the opera singer. He's singing Pavarotti. Not my thing, but definitely gonna check it out.
That will stay close until the very end. Ele vai ter que escolher uma mala que vai ficar fechada.
One thing I have to give Costa props on, the music is amazing. My favorite is definitely the rock club. They have a singer called Igor, and then they have a band called the Red Angels. So good, so much fun. That's definitely my spot, the rock club. And now I get to go to an opera concert for the first time in my life. I'm gonna sit at the back so I can sneak away.
The music is good for me when it's good. I don't
Oh my gosh, that was absolutely incredible. I loved that so much. I stayed for the whole show. The reason I sat right at the back is because I thought I would stay for 5-10 minutes and then leave, but I enjoyed that so much. Never ever ever been to an opera concert before, never liked opera music, but for some reason I really enjoyed that. I have no idea why, but I stayed right until the end. He is incredible. I'm gonna say his name. It is Emmanuel Servideo, and he is just unbelievable. He had a few people join him on stage as well for a few songs, and every single person was just incredible. I couldn't understand any of the songs. The only opera song that I know, he actually did it right at the end, which was Nessun Dorma, and the whole show was just so good. I was like, oh my gosh, why am I enjoying this? It was such a surprise, but I stayed until the end. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. Without a doubt, the highlight of today. That was amazing. Really enjoyed it. So tomorrow we're in Vigo, which is the north of Spain. I hope that you enjoyed day 2 on the Costa Diadema. This is a 10-day cruise, so there's still so much time to go. Hit subscribe if you want to follow me for the rest of the cruise. Hit the like to tell me that you enjoyed this video. Write me a comment. Have you ever been on Costa? What did you think of Lisbon? Do you like opera music? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you channel members for helping me do cruises like this and supporting me. It means so much to me. I appreciate it so much. Click the join button below this video to become a channel member. Today was a great day. Wow, so much more fun coming up soon. I hope that you want to watch it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.